Bong Seok keeps having a bad dream where he flies and then falls. It happens a lot. He wakes up tied to his bed. His mom, Mayhyun, calls him for breakfast. She's cooking downstairs and Bong Seok loves the smell. Hwai-su's dad opened a new chicken restaurant, but she's more focused on getting a new uniform for school. She knows her friend Ju-won is short on money and doesn't want him to worry. She plans to talk to her teacher about it since she'll be graduating soon. They say goodbye and Hwai-su rushes to school. Bong Seok is running late and his mom keeps adding heavy stuff to his bag. She's scared he might fly away. Later, she checks her phone for any strange accidents. Bong Seok and Hwai-su meet on their way to school. Bong Seok offers to pay for Hwai-su's bus because her car doesn't work. They talk, but Bong Seok wonders why she's speaking casually to him. Hwai-su says it's what they did at her old school and Bong Seok lets it go. During the bus ride, Bong Seok can't stop staring at her. He almost flies away but remembers a chant to stay on the ground. At Hwai-su's house, Ju-won hurts himself worrying about getting her a new uniform. Mayhyun worries about Bong Seok having another problem. Speaking of Bong Seok, he's late for school and gets in trouble with his teacher, Choi Yo-hwan. He's told to clean the toilets as punishment. It's the first day of school and Principal Jo Rae-hyuk comes by. Bai-won and Sung-wook greet him warmly. Rae-hyuk is worried about the security cameras not working. I-won says security is important and reminds Sung-wook his contract is ending soon. Sung-wook wants a permanent job here, so he acts very polite around Rae-hyuk, but he might have other reasons to stay. Meanwhile, students are in class and the prefect Gang-hoon collects their phones before the teacher arrives. One student records Bong Seok chugging a whole bottle of water quickly. Hwai-su talks with I-won about her classes. He knows she doesn't have much money and suggests she take PE classes and aim for a scholarship at a good college in Seoul. Hwai-su doesn't want to leave her dad and worries it'll cost more to study in Seoul. I-won convinces her to join PE and promises to help train her at school. She also asks about her uniform, surprising I-won, but he's okay with it. Then I-won takes her to class and she introduces herself. Bong Seok is glad she's in his class but has trouble focusing because he keeps looking at her. He starts feeling weird but tries to stay calm by repeating a chant. Somewhere else, a man named Frank arrives in South Korea. As soon as he gets there, he grabs a package from a delivery truck and changes his clothes. He has strange tattoos, including a big F on his back. He opens the package and finds an old phone with an unread message from an unknown number. Frank opens the document marked 11 from the package, but instead of an invoice, it's pictures and info about a man. It's got a stamp and a logo from a place called the Supernatural Control Agency, SCA. After looking at it, Frank drives away in the delivery truck. Meanwhile, school classes end and students start their after-school activities. Gang-hoon takes Hwai-su to the auditorium for her training and gives her the key. She stays behind to run laps. Gang-hoon tells I-won that Hwai-su is training and asks if she has the same abilities as him. I-won says yes and tells Gang-hoon to keep an eye on her. While Hwai-su trains, she remembers a fight she had at her old school. Elsewhere, Frank goes to an office to deliver a package to a man named Jin Xian. Jin Xian gets suspicious and clears the office. Frank says Jin Xian is on a list of retired people. Jin Xian asks for more details and Frank says he's there to delete him. They'd fight and Jin Xian tries to use his powers, but Frank fights back and throws him out the window, killing him. From how far he throws Jin Xian, it seems Frank also has special abilities. After that, Frank goes back to his delivery truck and texts to delete to a secret number. Back at Jeonwon High School, Il-won gets more suspicious and wants to work only with Hwai-su. He doesn't want Sung-wook to help her and writes something private on her file. When Hwai-su finishes running, she cleans up and gets ready to leave. Bong Seok surprises her by waiting and offers to carry her bag. As they leave, the school guard seems interested in them. Bong Seok takes the bus, but Hwai-su goes to a tutor's office to ask about classes, which turn out to be too expensive. Meanwhile, Mayhyun cooks a big meal for Bong Seok and worries about his secret being revealed. Hwai-su tells her dad they need new uniforms. Ju-won agrees to buy them, trying to hide their financial problems. But Hwai-su knows he's pretending, which hurts her. Gang-hoon goes home and his dad, Jae-man, is there waiting for him. The next day, Mayhyun cleans Bong Seok's room and checks the internet for news. She sees a story about Jin Xian's death. At the National Security Planning Agency, Woon-kyu tells Young-jun about Jin Xian's death. Young-jun is sad and asks what happened and what they know about it. Woon-kyu says they're taking down social media posts about it. They say it's an accident but are secretly looking for who hurt him. Young-jun asks about a plan and Woon-kyu says they're working on it. Young-jun tells them to hurry up after reading about a peace meeting in the newspaper. Mayhyun cleans her gun, worried about trouble. Bong Seok says she always tries to protect him. He wants to control his flying to keep her safe, so he watches his weight and emotions because they affect him. It seems Mei-hyun is preparing because she's afraid someone is targeting people with special powers. Let's go back to December 2003 when Mei-hyun and Bong Seok moved to town. Even though Bong Seok was old enough to walk, Mei-hyun still carried him. She seemed tired and quietly cried in a restaurant, trying to keep Bong Seok from floating away. She told her son she was tired. Later, she rented a big greenhouse far from town with one condition: the owner couldn't visit. She met a butcher who seemed unfriendly at first. Mei-hyun misunderstood her question, thinking it was judgmental. But the butcher was actually concerned and wanted to help. She advised Mei-hyun to teach Bong Seok skills to survive without her. So Mei-hyun started training Bong Seok to walk without flying. For months, she trained him using weights to keep him down. She noticed emotions and weight affected his floating. She tried not to smile too much around him and focused on his diet. In 2007, she bought a house and opened a restaurant downstairs. She kept Bong Seok away from friends to protect their secret. He spent a lot of time watching TV and admired a flying hero named Wongaemin, wanting to be like him. One day, while playing hero with friends, Bong Seok accidentally flew, surprising everyone. Another kid tried to copy him by jumping from a high wall and got hurt. Bong Seok got blamed for it, but no one believed he could fly except Rae-hyuk. Mei-hyun was called to the office and she apologized a lot. Bong Seok felt sad watching his mom apologize because he didn't understand what he did wrong. Mei-hyun explained he's special and has powers. She told him to be careful around others if he wants to be a hero. This made Bong Seok sad and he cried in the rain. He almost flew away, but Mei-hyun stopped him and promised to protect him. Now in 2018, Bong Seok is a teenager and it's hard for him to control his weight and emotions. On the way to school, Bong Seok waits for Hwani-soo, and the bus driver teases him, thinking they're dating. Bong Seok says they're just friends. Hwani-soo runs to school even though it's raining heavily, and Bong Seok watches her from the bus. Somewhere else, Frank is working on a list of people to kill. Bong Young is his target. On his way, he almost causes a crash with the school bus. He goes to Young Seok's used bookstore and attacks him after mentioning the kill list. Young Seok can take electricity power, and he tries to shock Frank, but he takes all the electricity from the building and can't kill Frank. When Young Seok runs out of electricity, Frank breaks his neck with a book and finds a picture of Jongwon High School. He thinks the man in the picture is Young Seok's son and takes it before leaving Young Seok's body in the burning bookstore. In class, Kai-soo tries to bully Hoi-soo, but Gang-hoon protects her. Later, Hoi-soo wants to take a shower at school because she's sweaty from running. She asks Bong Seok for his extra shirt and goes to the showers. Kai-soo follows her, but Gang-hoon stops him. Gang-hoon gets a terrible idea to start a fight with Kai-soo behind the school. He beats him up badly and even breaks a tree with one punch. He leaves Kai-soo unconscious and lies to Iwon that Kai-soo went home because he said he was sick. Meanwhile, Bong Seok and Hoi-soo bond after he lends her his shirt. She finally learns his name and Bong Seok tries hard to stay on the ground. They go to the uniform store together, making Gang-hoon upset about their closeness. At the store, Hoi-soo tries to get a discount and shares her worries about the cost with Bong Seok. He offers to ask his mom to help her with her uniform initials, but she refuses. As they chat more, Hoi-soo realizes Bong Seok skipped lunch to wait for her, so she buys him noodles. Back at school, Kai-soo wakes up from his concussion. In another part of town, Yeongjun worries about not knowing who killed Jin Xian. Woon-kyu says they're working on it. He asks her to find the culprit, promising to take action personally. Meanwhile, the news reports Young Seok's death. Ju-won and Mei-hyun watch anxiously. Frank examines a picture with Jungwon's school in the background. He gets another message from the secret number asking if the target has been eliminated. Bong Seok and Hoi-soo go to the convenience store for late-night snacks. Hoi-soo also gets band-aids for Bong Seok. They talk about their parents' restaurants while munching on snacks. Hoi-soo is worried about her dad's chicken restaurant since it's his first time running a business. Bong Seok cheers her up, saying his mom managed alone and everything will be okay. He's got a positive attitude. I hope he keeps it. Hoi-soo asks about Bong Seok's dad, but he doesn't remember meeting him. Bong Seok notices Kai-soo walking home with blood on him. He wants to check on him, but Hoi-soo thinks it's strange. By the time Bong Seok explains, Kai-soo is gone. They both find it odd that Gang-hoon said Kai-soo went home when he didn't. Bong Seok tells Hoi-soo that Kai-soo wasn't always troubled. He wanted to join PE, but got injured and changed after that, getting into fights. They talk about why Bong Seok has no friends and he admits he's a loner. Hoi-soo says she's an introvert too, which surprises Bong Seok. He can't believe a nice, kind, and beautiful girl like her has no friends. Meanwhile, Mai-hyun deals with noisy customers at her restaurant. Thankfully, the butcher's son helps calm things down. On the other hand, Ju-won opens his chicken restaurant but doesn't sell as much as he hoped. After their snacks, Bong Se-hyuk tries to cheer up Hoi-soo. He tells her to talk openly with her dad and not worry too much. When they get back to school, Hoi-soo asks Gang-hoon about Kai-soo. Gang-hoon lies and asks why they skipped class, but Hoi-soo reminds him that after-school classes are optional. Gang-hoon thinks they're getting too close, but Hoi-soo says Bong Se-hyuk is just her friend. While others go home, Hoi-soo and Bong Se-hyuk stay to clean the toilets as punishment for being late. Hoi-soo sees Bong Se-hyuk's wound is still bleeding and helps him. This surprises Bong Se-hyuk, who tries to stay calm until she leaves. But then the excitement makes him start floating while cleaning. Later, Hoi-soo shows her dad the new uniforms she bought and talks to him. She asks for his support and explains she's switching to PE because it's cheaper. Her dad is speechless and a new customer comes, ending the conversation. The next morning, Bong Se-hyuk sees a new bus driver and wonders what happened to Gae-do. Hoi-soo runs to school as usual and Bong Se-hyuk happily watches her from the bus. But he's late again and will be punished. In class, Choi Il-won asks about Kai-soo. Hoi-soo warns Bong Se-hyuk not to say anything about what he saw. Gang-hoon hears them and asks what's going on. Hoi-soo asks him what he knows because it's clear he lied. Gang-hoon acts like he doesn't know anything but keeps watching them. Bong Se-hyuk stays to support Hoi-soo during her training, so he gets home late and Mai-hyun isn't happy. But she softens when she hears he has a new friend. Elsewhere, Frank visits Jamwon High School to follow up on a lead after killing young Se-hyuk. The security guard, Ji-sung, finds the late visit strange and sends Frank away. Ji-sung calls someone to report the odd visit. The next day, Ju-won looks into the cost of PE classes. Hoi-soo starts her official training with Choi Il-won but struggles with stamina. She keeps training and almost misses lunch. Luckily, Bong Se-hyuk shares his food with her. Later, Choi Il-won asks Gang-hoon to adjust the fans in the auditorium. Gang-hoon does it but stays to secretly watch Hoi-soo train. Bong Se-hyuk joins her and is surprised when she falls. He drops his heavy bag and flies to her. Gang-hoon sees this and realizes Bong Se-hyuk has abilities too. Hoi-soo finds it strange how fast Bong Se-hyuk got to her, but he says she must have seen things. She asks him to help her train, but he gets distracted by her and tries to stay on the ground. But he loses and flies across the room. He acts like nothing happened. The custodian interrupts them and Bong Se-hyuk leaves quickly. Gang-hoon stays and hits the wall hard. Does he have super strength? The next morning, Hoi-soo is happy her dad bought her new shoes. She decides to take them to school. She trains but can't stop thinking about Bong Se-hyuk flying. She wonders if she imagined it. After training, she finds Bong Se-hyuk and invites him for snacks. Bong Se-hyuk texts his mom that he'll be late because he's with a friend. He tells Hoi-soo his mom won't scold him for eating the friend. While they talk, Hoi-soo remembers she left her new shoes at school. Bong Se-hyuk offers to go get them for her. Hoi-soo secretly follows him, curious to see if he'll fly again. There's no one at school and Hoi-soo gets scared, but she wants to uncover his secret. Out of fear, she calls out to him and he answers. They end up sitting on the stairs and she asks about what she saw and the chant he keeps saying. Bong Se-hyuk laughs it off, saying it's a secret formula, and she drops it. As they sit, Bong Se-hyuk takes off his bag to get the noodles he bought for her. She notices the bandage on his elbow is loose and tries to fix it. Without anything to hold him down, Bong Se-hyuk gets excited when she touches him and starts to float. She watches in awe as he tries to grab onto something. Unfortunately, there's nothing to hold onto, and he floats towards the ceiling.